let's reflect on our Tarottube endeavors together. Hi, Sarah here. Welcome back. Whether you make and watch videos, or only watch videos, or only make videos without watching other people's videos, it can be helpful to just take a moment to reflect on what we've done, what we've watched, what we like and what we don't like. Even though I'm posting this reflection in the last month of the year, you could do this reflection anytime. You could do it around big milestones like, yay, you've reached another 100 subscribers, or yay, it's the anniversary of when you first started Tarottube, or yay, it's your birthday and you want to reflect on that, or yay, it's just a random Tuesday and you just feel like reflecting. For me, it's helpful to reflect on what I like and don't like in terms of making videos, of course, because I am putting energy into making these videos and I want to make sure that I am enjoying the things that I'm making, but also reflecting on what videos I like versus don't like watching can be helpful too. My own watch later queue is like at least 400 videos long, so every so often it is helpful for me to go back through that queue and just remove anything that I just really don't feel like actually watching. A lot of the times I queue up videos because so many other people like it, or this channel is really popular and a lot of people like that channel and maybe I should like them or give them a try. But sometimes I find that I'm just really not vibing with the video or the person delivering the content, and I ought to accept that it's okay for me to not like something. No need to force myself to keep watching videos that I don't like or that I don't click with when there's so many other great videos that I do like and can rewatch out there. Lastly, I'll mention that there are some other why Tarottube tags that already exist out there, so I'll link playlists or original videos of those other kinds of Tarottube reflections in the description. Okay, so let me share with you my format of how I did my Tarottube reflections. I did this reflection activity a couple months ago. I am presenting it to y'all today in a polished video format. So here is what my page looks like. Here's how we set it up. First, we're gonna list categories of all the different kinds of videos that we know of. Your ideas for categories might be different from mine. Here are the ones that I came up with. First, deck parades, or showing decks one by one. I heard this term from Mary Grace Farron here on Tarottube. The deck parade format of video is just going through decks one by one and showing them off, giving them their time to shine on camera. Another category is mini collections or categories of decks. I know a couple people, I think Huga Tarot and Tarot is Cozy, came up with the capsule collection hashtag. There's other kinds of videos like this too, so like a mini collection of animal decks that I actually like, or a mini collection of decks without faces or decks without people. Deck first impressions, so looking at a deck for the first time and literally just sharing your first impressions as they come. Deck reviews, you've worked more with a deck and you can give a more holistic review of what worked, what didn't work, what you like, what you don't like, how was your experience with it. Deck walkthroughs, which may or may not overlap with reviews or first impressions, walking through the deck one card at a time, giving commentary on aspects of the deck or certain cards of the deck. I also wrote down a few topics that I really like watching. So topics include decluttering, especially in terms of tarot and tarot collections. Also journaling, because I love journaling. Personal life as well. I used to do video diaries, so that's another thing that I was thinking of in this Tarottube reflection. Another tarot video category is reading with a deck. Videos where people are showing on camera or reviewing in hindsight how they have read with a deck. Usually that involves how they tie cards together, symbols that they notice in the deck. Another video topic is pet peeve topics, like the occult tea hashtag, tarot pet peeves, Tarottube pet peeves, no disclaimers tarot. There's so many like rant type videos out there on Tarottube. Roundups or wrap-ups. For me, this includes mid-year roundups, so what decks have I used until now, the middle of the year. Also monthly wrap-ups where people share what they've done, what they've used this month. I'm also including seasonal roundups in this category, although for you, the way that you divide things up, you might include seasonal roundups in the deck parades category, or maybe it's its own separate category if they feel distinct to you. And the last video category I wrote down is videos with friends. For me, this includes my in-person tarot friends, and also now a couple of online friends that I've made through Tarottube. So those are my video categories. Again, you might organize these differently or include other categories that I did not come up with. Then after we've listed all these categories, we're gonna make columns where we can rate each one. I chose to do these columns. 1, videos I like watching and making. 2, videos I'm open to making. 3, videos I like watching but won't make for myself. And 4, videos that I don't like. I don't like watching and I don't really like making them either. Alternatively, and or if you don't make videos, you could just do a number ranking, like 1 through 3, 1 through 5. Which ones do you like watching more? Which ones do you like watching less? And another alternative, if you don't like the column format, you can try a matrix like grid format instead. So you can make a 4-square grid here. On the top you write, I like recording, I don't like recording. And then on the side you write, I like watching and I don't like watching. So you could plot your video categories into any of these squares. You know, the ones that you like recording and like watching go in this top corner. The ones that you don't like recording and don't like watching go in this bottom corner. Then once your page is set up, you can go and plot out which categories fall into which columns for you and write comments. And that is the Tarottube Reflections format. Now, I want to share my own reflections and opinions, but first, to preface, if you don't feel really great about the videos that you make, it's okay if you need to not watch this video. And I mention this because I have been there in the past. When I was first starting out, I was very insecure about my videos. I was still finding my footing, my identity, my video style, what I liked making. There are so many videos about pet peeves and things that people like or don't like in videos. And while they can be fun to discuss and hear other people's opinions, sometimes, honestly, I should not be watching those kinds of videos, especially as creative people trying to find our own voice and own style. Sometimes hearing other people's pet peeves and their own opinions of what they don't like can be louder than the own voice inside our head just trying to make something happen. It's kind of like if you're drawing for the first time. It's not really helpful to go on YouTube and look for all these opinions about what people think is bad art. People are going to say, don't shade your art like this is bad art, or don't draw the faces or the hands like this, that's bad art. While those tips can be helpful, sometimes they can paralyze us into not experimenting, not trying, not doing anything, because now we're trying to have this one attempt of art be the most perfect attempt. So yeah, I say this with love and with solidarity. If you're in a place where someone saying that they hate deck collection videos is gonna make you feel personally attacked, it's okay for you to just stop watching the video and leave it aside, forget about it. You know, you enjoy your collection videos. There is merit to them and there's a reason why you enjoy making them and enjoy watching them. And this topic of pet peeves videos is something I will touch on more in my own reflections and opinions. But yeah, just want to get this out there, especially for people who are new to Tarottube and new to finding their own voice. Feel free to revisit this video later and or just never revisit it again after you got the prompts and exercise down, because my opinion should not matter to you if you find enjoyment in what you're making and watching. Now, that being said, here are my reflections. So first category, deck parades, showing decks one by one. I like watching and making these kinds of videos. It's satisfying to have a whole stack of decks next to you and then just go through them one by one and have their own time in the camera. These decks have a specific theme or reason why I'm showing them all as a group. It's also a simple and straightforward video format, very easy to plan and to execute. I also marked that I'm open to making these kinds of videos because I like to break out of the box or reinvent the wheel sometimes. And I'm curious in what topics or what ways can I show decks that is more creative than just passing them around on the table. Next category is mini collections or categories of decks. I'm open to making them. And also, I like watching them and won't make for myself. I'm open to coming up with more topics for mini collections and categories of decks. And also, there are collections and categories that other people come up with. For example, the capsule collection ideas like neon light and other categories. It's interesting to watch them from other people, but usually I don't have enough decks and or connect with the theme enough to make those kinds of videos myself. So here I'm acknowledging I like watching them and it's okay that I don't want to make them myself. Deck first impressions. These I like watching sometimes, won't make them myself, and also I don't like them. This is actually why I didn't do the matrix format, because some of these categories just apply to 2 columns for me. I know a lot of people in pet peeve videos and or comments of pet peeves videos will say, oh, first impressions are not good. I don't like first impressions. And I think that is totally valid. That's the reason why we're doing this Tarottube Reflections. We know which videos to avoid and to not click on, and also which videos we like or don't like making. For me, I like watching other people's first impressions when it's a deck that I like and or that I've been thinking of. Also, truly, if I like the person who's talking, I will want to watch more of their content, regardless of if it's a deck that I like or not. For example, Livy of Crescent Dreams Tarot, they have a lot of deck first impressions and or walkthroughs of decks that I don't have. Even though I might never get that deck myself, I just like listening to Livy talk. You know, we're subscribed to people because we like watching them talk. That's how I feel. On the other hand, I also marked don't like watching or making. I don't like making first impression videos myself. I don't feel like I have anything interesting to say. And I also just like to process on my own without the pressure of speaking aloud on camera. And sometimes I just don't feel like watching these kinds of videos, and that's okay to acknowledge. Deck review videos. I like watching these and I won't make these myself. Deck reviews remind me of book reports in school, where we have to write up a summary of the book, key points, key themes, character arcs, or plot points or plot holes, the underlying subtext of the deck or of the book. I like watching deck reviews from other people who can present this information in an engaging way. It's also similar to listening to video essays on YouTube or listening to media analyses. Other people are really fascinating to listen to, and I don't have the skills or really the desire to present my analyses in a way that I feel good about. And also, I just don't use tarot decks in like that many different contexts that I think it would be interesting to present as a review. Deck walkthroughs. I like watching and making videos like this, and I'm also open to making more of these. Recently, I made 2 deck walkthrough videos, the Muse Tarot and the Way of the Panda Tarot. I like the video format that I came up with because I don't have much commentary about every single card in that 78 card deck, but I did pull and highlight the cards that are my favorites and or the ones that I have the most commentary on. So yeah, deck walkthroughs, I like making them, especially when I can clarify I don't have comments on all 78 cards, and I do like watching them from other people. Next is a topic of decluttering. Topics like decluttering consumption, especially overconsumption, how to shop more mindfully, how to get rid of decks, how to be more discerning, not just decks, but practice too. Sometimes I trick myself into thinking, oh, I do like this thing, or I want to try this thing. And then that thing has been put off for like 5 months and I still haven't watched it or tried it. Is that a sign that I just don't like the thing and that's okay? Probably, right? I even put a star by this topic. The topic of decluttering is just really fascinating to me, and I want to keep finding more ways to package these concepts into a video. Videos about reading with a deck. I am heavily inspired by Katie Flowers' Tarot and Practice series that she made many years ago when she was still on YouTube. She usually showed an intro to the deck, so usually a deck interview or initial card pulls. And throughout the video, she shared multiple contexts and situations in which she pulled cards and interpreted them. For me, it's a satisfying mix of hearing what is going on in people's lives, how they're using tarot, why are they called to pull tarot cards, and how are they applying tarot to the situation? How are they reading the cards? What symbols are they noticing? It's just so fascinating and it really tickles my brain in the right ways. And I made my own tarot and practice videos last year inspired by her video series. I haven't made any this year because other priorities, but this is still something that I love watching from other people and that I would still like to make for myself. Not just tarot and practice in that specific video format, but just any video where people are sharing how they read with a deck, how are they pulling symbols and colors and elements of the deck together, and how are they applying all this abstract symbolism stuff to the real life situation. The next video topic is pet peeve topics or rants. I like watching these kinds of videos. I won't make them for myself that much. And sometimes I don't like these kinds of videos. Like I said in my preface, it's important to acknowledge if these pet peeve topics and rant videos and topics are helpful and engaging for me, or if they kind of stick in my brain as like a negative thing that I keep holding on to. For example, many people have pet peeves about certain card stocks. It's valid for them to share their opinion into the void or into the crowd that is the internet. Sometimes it's just not helpful for me to keep listening to complaints over and over again, because maybe I actually don't have a problem with it, but then hearing so many other people voice their own problems with it will cause me to change my mind and think, maybe I should have a problem with it, or maybe I do have a problem with it. I remember reading another pet peeve comment somewhere. Someone said that they didn't like the jazz hands or the wiggly fingers that people can do in their introductions. And now I don't do wiggly fingers anymore because of that one comment. So yeah, sometimes these pet peeve and rant comments and videos can be fun to watch and can be engaging to discuss. And on the other hand, it's okay to just not engage or pay attention to pet peeves because they're basically complaints. Next is a topic of journaling. I definitely like watching and making these kinds of videos. I also put a star here because I love these. Journals are satisfying, notebooks are satisfying. I love listening to other people talk about their stationery and journaling habits and experiments, and I will continue making videos of those myself. Personal life is another video topic. I'm open to making these videos, and I also like watching them from others and don't want to make them myself. Sometimes I do like watching when people are sharing their monthly or seasonal wrap-ups. Usually people will share not only the tarot decks that they used, but also books that they've read, life events happening. I can't think of anything else. Usually that's usually that's it. I don't do monthly wrap-ups because months kind of blend together for me sometimes, but I did do a couple of video diary videos before that are more like a general summary of what's been happening lately. I don't love making those kinds of videos. I find my life honestly mundane for the most part, and or I have other outlets for where I can just share about my personal life and dissect it and reflect on it. But I did write open to making because if I were to talk about my personal life, I'm sure as hell gonna tie it into tarot somehow, or tie tarot into these reflections about my personal life. Next is roundups. So for example, mid-year roundups, yearly roundups, seasonal roundups. I admit I don't like watching these. Seasonal roundups, for example, I don't have the same feelings about different seasons as other people do. And I also don't have decks that I only pull out for certain seasons. Like now in the winter, I could pull out really colorful decks to offset the winter gloom, or I could pull out really minimalist or simple decks to complement the winter season. But I don't have the same feelings about seasons every year or every season, and I just don't find a lot of value in making those videos myself or watching other people's videos. Other examples like mid-year roundups or end-of-year roundups. I mean, watch me eat my words if you see me come out with an end-of-year roundup video at the end of this year. But for the most part, I just don't think I like videos like this, and it's okay. I don't have to go too in depth. If I just feel not engaged with these kinds of videos, it's okay. The last topic here is videos with friends. This one also has a star from me. This is really important and really fun for me. I am so much more comfortable with filming now than I was last year, and I love to come up with more creative ideas to hang out with friends on camera and put together fun video ideas. So that was a peep inside my brain, my answers, my reflections on the videos that I like making and watching on Tarottube. While I'm in this reflective state, I also want to share, I used to save makeup only for going out, but since I don't go out like that often, that means that I'm not putting on makeup that much, and my collection is just sitting there collecting dust, staring at me like, why don't you go out? Why don't you use us? So the antidote to that is to put on makeup either at home just for myself or for the camera, because now the makeup has a purpose. It is me experimenting, putting on color for the camera. The process of putting on makeup before the video is so helpful. It's a quiet time for me to get in the zone before getting on camera and babbling for 45 minutes. It surprisingly also counters the social anxiety, because I'm conscious that strangers on the internet are going to be watching me, and I don't know, maybe my boss or my supervisor will find these videos too. And B, being socialized as a girl growing up, we always get told you have to look like a lady, act like a lady, all this. So putting on makeup, being experimental with this when I feel like it, does counter the social anxiety in a way. It's like, even if you think my makeup looks bad, that's okay, because I think it looks good and it's what I choose today. And lastly, to conclude this babbling video, let's come up with some affirmations for ourselves. This part is optional. I mean, any part or all parts of this activity could be optional. You just do whatever you want. It's your activity. But I wanted to come up with affirmations or reminders of what my values are so that I don't get lost in the weeds, these things that aren't really serving me or helping me enjoy my channel. I'll share the ones I came up with, but I do encourage you to come up with your own affirmations in your own voice, because your anxiety might say different things than my anxiety. Here is what I came up with. I want to make videos that I enjoy making or watching. This is a direct reminder for when I can get bummed about comparing view counts or comparing subscriber counts. The reminder here, I want to make videos that I enjoy making or watching. Maybe this video only got 10 or 20 views, but I had a blast making it. I want to enjoy my videos. My channel is for me. 2, I want to connect meaningfully with others. I've connected with at least 3 people this year through Tarottube that I now have DMs and or group DMs with. So I actually have personal friendships, personal connections through this channel. That is another goal. That's another affirmation I want to keep in mind. And number 3, I enjoy experimenting and challenging myself. I also enjoy making familiar videos. Both are fine. This one reminds me to have courage in experimenting with new video formats or putting on different makeup or challenging myself like I've been doing with the Gentle Tarot study videos every single week. That really is a challenge. I don't think I will do that again, at least in the very near future, but for now I am enjoying the challenge while it lasts. The other part of this affirmation, I also enjoy making familiar videos. It's a reminder for me that it's okay to make videos that other people might find boring. It goes back to the first one. Do I enjoy making or watching these videos? If yes, then cool. Experimental videos and familiar videos, both are fine. It's cool. It's all cool. It's my channel. Let's enjoy this channel while it lasts. That concludes my Tarottube reflections. Of course, our opinions and feelings might change as we as people grow and change and experience new things. Maybe I'll do this again next year and see how my opinions and reflections have changed, or how they will not change. If you make videos or if you only watch videos, I'd love to hear what you think about these categories, what you like or don't like. And again, I'll share other similar Tarottube reflection tags and playlists in the description if you like meta-analyses like this. Okay, that is all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.